In this module, we'll be putting our knowledge to the test by learning how to spot low blood glucose patterns. Being able to identify patterns is particularly important if you often experience hypos, so you can work out what caused them. The first main step of learning how to spot blood glucose patterns is keeping a lookout for hyposymptoms. By now, you should have a good idea of which hyposymptoms you may feel and/or exhibit to other people, but it's important to be aware that these symptoms can change over time. Keep writing down your hyposymptoms in the hypo record sheet as well as the new ones. The more detail, the better. And make sure you refresh your memory of hyposymptoms in Module 4 on a regular basis to help you to be aware of the wide range of hypo indicators. Even if you feel signs of a hypo, but it turns out upon testing that your blood glucose isn't low, you should still note down the symptoms you felt. Establishing when you felt hyposymptoms and how they correspond to your blood glucose will allow you and your diabetes care team to work out the patterns. Testing your blood glucose overnight can help you work out whether your levels are dropping while you sleep. You don't have to do this every night, just often enough to get a good idea of how your blood glucose responds during the night. This can be particularly useful if you've recently made a lifestyle change, such as doing more exercise. If you wake up in the morning with high blood glucose levels, this does not rule out that you may have gone low during the night. Testing during the night can therefore give you a better idea of what is happening with your blood glucose. If you have recurring hypos or high readings overnight but can't understand why, you should ask your diabetes team if you can be put onto a continuous glucose monitoring or CGM trial. This will provide you with a detailed set of graphs showing how your glucose levels fluctuate during the night. Once you've recorded enough data on your hyposymptoms, you should be able to use your notes to identify some patterns. So, for example, you might have found that you feel certain hypo signs when your blood glucose is below 4.0 millimoles per litre or 72 milligrams per decilitre, but you feel different symptoms when your blood glucose is closer to 3.0 millimoles per litre or 54 milligrams per decilitre. One solution could be to consider reducing your morning long-acting insulin dose to reduce the risk of your blood glucose dropping after exercise. Understanding these types of patterns is great for getting an understanding of your blood glucose and how to reduce the risk of future hypos. If you find it hard to identify blood glucose patterns or what might be causing you to have hypos, don't worry. You can speak to a member of your diabetes health team for advice. You could also consider asking your doctor to put you on a blood glucose meter with pattern recognition technology. These meters plot average daily blood glucose levels for up to 3 months and reveal patterns that might not have been noticed otherwise.